What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Now, I know this game is really old and, well, little to say that it's been broken by many people over the years. That may be an understatement, but continuing forward. Today in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to become the most convincing pacifist in all of Morrowind. Now, it's actually very simple to do this, so I decided to start it off of a new game and just go step by step for you guys. So, we're just going to go ahead and start off from giving a character our name.
There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
So, for our name, we're just going to give him the simple name of Stitch, because, as everyone should know, there really is no one more convincing than Stitch.
What? After all you put me through, you expect me to help you just like that? Just like that? Fine.
Fine? You're doing what he says.
He's very persuasive.
Not even last night's storm could wait. I heard them saying they reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
So once we have our name, the guard's gonna come over, and he's gonna lead us back up.
Come with me.
So we just want to follow him out of here.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the census office.
You finally arrived. Our records don't show from where.
So now this is where we're going to be able to actually create our character and select which race we want. For the sake of this video, I think we're just going to go ahead and start with something simple, and we're going to choose the good old-fashioned Argonian. Because as everyone knows, they have the best reputation in Morrowind.
I'm not a big fan of Argonians. I'm not a big fan of Argonians.
So we're just gonna give him a nice little face to give her start out with, and we're just gonna go ahead and confirm our character.
I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
Now he's gonna lead us back to the office, and this is where we're gonna actually select our class and everything. Now this part is only semi-important. You don't really have to follow these exact steps. However, it does make it a lot easier and quicker if you follow my path here.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk to this dude right here.
You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and give him the info and pick from class list. And then we're just going to go ahead and scroll down until you find Mage. And we're going to go ahead and hit OK.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
And once we get our sign here, we're going to scroll down until we find the Mage again. This will allow us to fortify our maximum Magicka of 0.5 times intelligence with no drawbacks whatsoever. And we're just going to go ahead and hit OK.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
Now he's just going to ask us to confirm, and we do indeed have everything correct, so we're just going to hit OK. You now have a stats menu where you can always view your information. Right clicking allows you blah blah blah.
The captain corrects it to get your release fee.
So now we're going to go ahead and grab our release identification. Go ahead and take that. Now this is where we unlock our inventory menu. So now that we have our inventory menu right here, as you can see, we're actually going to do the first exploit of the run. We're actually going to come right over here, and we're going to see this little limeware platter, and its value is 650 gold. Now that's pricey. We want that. However, once we take this, the guard is going to come over here and confiscate it off of us immediately. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it and then instantly go into our inventory, and then we're going to grab it and we're going to simply drop it. Now once we drop it, he's going to come over and he's going to say, what are you doing? We'll let your actions go for now, but once you're released, stuff like that will get you arrested again. Now this is where he would normally confiscate it off of us, but since we have it dropped, it remains right here and we can just pick it right back up. And now it's in our inventory, and he does not care. So now we can just continue on.
Continue through to the next building and talk to Salastradis.
So now this is where we pick up our first weapon, which we technically don't need, but we'll go ahead and grab them all anyway. I would also recommend grabbing some of these books, as their value is actually quite useful and you'll never know if you need it. Go ahead and grab this iron dagger that's sitting on the table on this note to Hriskar. And then just grab some of this food and the potion sitting here. Now there's also an apprentice's lockpick here, which you can go ahead and grab, go into your inventory, and then equip to your character. Doing this will allow you to go to this little small chest here, and it'll say lockpick failed a couple of times, but if you just keep spamming it, eventually it will unlock, and you can just go into it and grab 31 gold, which will be useful. Once you have the gold, now we can just continue on normally. Now this is where it will give you a tutorial of the map. We don't really care about that for right now. There will be an engraved ring of healing here, some gold, and a goblet. We're just going to go ahead and take all of that. And then we're just going to continue on. Now this is where we're going to talk to the captain. There is a warehouse key right here that you are able to steal from him. However, it is very tricky, and for the sake of this video, I am not going to spend all of this time trying to steal it from him, because it is very touchy sometimes. So we're just going to go ahead and talk to him, and he will then allow us to basically just leave and free roam into Morrowind. So now that the released identification has been removed from our inventory, we just go ahead and back out, and we just go, oh yeah, we have to talk to him about our duties first. My bad. So this is where we essentially just click, because I am not reading all of that. And now once you just got done clicking all of that, you should just be able to walk right out. Now once you're actually in the free roam of Morrowind, there is a specific area that we have to go to. Luckily for us, there is a very quick way of getting there. Now normally you would have to walk all the way there to get here, but Morrowind has a very unique feature with some of its creatures where you can just fast travel, and that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to make our way right up here. We're going to talk to this nice fellow. Now once you talk to this fellow, you're going to go ahead and click on travel, and you're going to go to Balmora using the 30 gold that we picked up earlier, and we're going to fast travel straight to Balmora. Now once we get to Balmora, there is a very specific area that we want to go to first, and that is going to be the Mages Guild. Now the Mages Guild will accept literally anyone. At any point in the story, you can go to the Mages Guild and join for free. They will want you to do tasks for them to upgrade your standing in the guild. You don't have to worry about that right now. We just want to build the most convincing pacifist of Morrowind. So that's what we're going to do. I also recommend just jumping around everywhere you go for the beginning of this part to level up your acrobatics, but it's also not very necessary either. So once we reach the Mages Guild, you're just going to go right inside. and you're going to talk to this kind person right here. And you're just going to go ahead and click on Join the Mages Guild, and then click on Yes. You are now a member of the Mages Guild. Welcome, Associate. Once you get here, this will allow us to actually make spells using the Mages Guild. However, we don't really have any of the means of doing so right now. So what we need is a specific spell, which we have to buy off of someone. But in order to buy it off of someone, we need gold. Luckily, we have the limeware platter that we picked up earlier. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go here, over here to the trader, if I can remember which shop it is. And we're going to talk to this fellow right here and go to barter. And we're going to go ahead and select our limeware platter. And he's going to give us 262 gold. It's not 650, but we'll take it. So we'll go ahead and offer it to him, and he'll go ahead and give us the 200 gold. And that'll be all we need from him. So now, exiting the trader, we want to go straight over here toward the temple. Because the temple is going to have the spells that we need to actually do this. Make your way over here. Oh no. Almost got stuck there. Make your way down these stairs. And then one of these two people are going to have the spells that you need. So we're going to go ahead and talk and then go to spells. That's Fortify Health. That is not what we're looking for. Fortify Fatigue, also not what we're looking for. So they do not have, this person does not have the spells that we're looking for. So we're going to hit OK. And we're going to hit Goodbye. And we're going to come over here to this person. We're going to hit Spells. And here we are. Fortify Intelligence for 323 gold. That's a lot of gold. But we need it anyway. So we're going to go ahead and buy it. And we have 44 gold left. That's not a lot. But that's okay. We can figure that out pretty quickly. So we're going to head back up these stairs. And now we just need a little bit more gold. But that's okay because we have the perfect strategy to do that. Because funny enough, when you're outside in town, if you go to any of these crates, you can just find gold and other things laying around and you can just take them. The guards don't care because they are just out in public just waiting for you to take them. So just go ahead, loot some of these boxes, take anything that's valuable. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make our way back to the trader. And we're going to hit barter. And we're just going to give him pretty much as we can to get as much gold as we can. Now with everything that we just given him, we now have a total sold of 151 gold coins. We're going to go ahead and offer that and take that off of him. So now we have a good amount of gold to actually make our spell. So now that we have bought our spell for the spell making, we're going to come back down to the Mages Guild. And we're going to make our way downstairs. And first things first, we're actually going to skip by this lady right here and talk to this person. We're going to go to spells, and we need to buy Soul Trap for 68 gold. And this one is the most important spell that we're going to be buying for the entire run. This is absolutely necessary. So we're going to go ahead and buy that, hit OK, hit goodbye, and then we're going to come back to this lady and talk to her. She is actually the one that has the spell making ability. So we're going to click on spell making, and now since we bought the Fortify Intelligence, we now have the Fortify Attribute ability as well as the Soul Trap ability. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to hit Fortify Attribute, and we're going to hit Personality, and because we don't really have a whole lot of gold, we're going to hit Range for Self, a magnitude of 50, duration of 1 second, hit OK, and then we're going to hit Soul Trap on target for a duration of 1 second, an area of 0, and then hit OK. Now, we're going to go ahead and just name the spell Personality, I suppose. And then we're just going to hit buy. Now we actually have our spell. So now we just need to equip it. So we go to our spells menu right here, and we select Personality. And then we come over here into this little corner right here, and all we're going to do is we're going to aim down at our feet and just spam the spell. Now what happens there is, boom, our Personality is at 80. If we hit it again, it is now at 130, and if we hit it again, it is now at 180. For some reason in Morrowind, if you put Spell Trap on a spell like this, it permanently affects your stats and never goes away. Now, there is a drawback to doing this, and the drawback is actually our mana. So we're going to come back to this lady, and we're going to hit Spell Making, we're going to hit Fortify Attribute, we're actually going to hit Intelligence on Self for a duration of 50 just like last time. Hit OK, add Soul Trap on target, 1-0, hit OK, and then we're just going to name it Big Brain, and we're just going to go ahead and hit buy. So now we actually have our Big Brain spell. So we want to focus on this spell first and foremost, so that our Magicka can be increased. Sometimes you'll get failed casting the spell. You just want to move around and just kind of keep spamming it. So now we have our intelligence at 2,360, which is a lot of Magicka. We are now sitting at 3,540 total Magicka, and we are still level 1. So now the only issue is, currently our Magicka is drained from the amount of times we were using the spell, and also from the fact that we were increasing our Magicka at the same time. So we want to refill that before we continue on with more spells and spell making. So to do that, it's actually pretty simple since we're already in Balmora. So we're just going to head straight out here. And we're actually going to go ahead and make our way across the bridge over here. Once you make your way across the bridge, you're actually going to come over here and head up these stairs. And you're going to hop into this house right here and talk to this fellow right here. Now you're going to hit report to Caius Casades. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. And you're going to go ahead and hit yes. Package for Caius Casades has been removed from your inventory. Go ahead and hit yes. Now he is going to essentially just throw you into service now as a Novice Stitch. Now that you belong to the Blades, that doesn't really matter. You're just going to go ahead and just hit everything that you can with him. And once you do that, 200 gold will be added to your inventory, which will become useful later. Very appreciated. But now you're just going to go ahead and hit goodbye.
Well met.
And what's really unique about this guy right here is he will actually just let you use his bed for free. So go ahead and just sleep for 1 hour or until healed. And boom, just like that, we now have Max Magicka fully restored. Now from this point on, I recommend just throwing a save down. Once you have your save down, you're going to go ahead and make your way back out of here. And you're just going to head back to the Mages Guild because there's still another spell that we'll be making once we're done upping our personality. Come back to the Mages Guild, jump down these stairs, and then just sit in this corner and pull out your personality spell from before. And then we're just going to do what we did with the intelligence, and we're just going to spam this until I recommend getting around like 2,500 or so. Should be all you really need. And boom, just like that, we are now at 2,530 personality, and that is exactly where we want to be for right now. However, before we actually begin with what we want to do, there is 2 spells that we're going to make our lives much easier in the hindsight of playing Morrowind on this build. So we're going to go ahead and go to spell making, and we're actually going to go to Chameleon, and we're going to hit self, magnitude of 100 for 1 second, and we're going to hit OK. We're going to go to Soul Trap. We're going to hit target for 1 and 0 and hit OK. We're going to type it in as perma invisibility. And then we're going to go ahead and buy the spell. And we're going to go back to spell making. We're going to go to fortify attribute. We're going to go to speed for self. And then we're going to go all the way to 100 for a duration of 1 second on self. And then go to Soul Trap once again, target 1, 0, and then buy. After we name it, of course. Now, once we have those 2 spells, we are going to go ahead and make our way outside of the Mages Guild. Now, for this part specifically, I highly recommend that you go ahead and make a save. And the reason why is because the 2 spells that we actually just made will completely, permanently affect your playthrough. So if you ever want to not have these on, it's better to have a save ready. So we're going to go ahead and make a save. And we're going to go ahead and override our old one because I'm just making this video. No one will be able to catch you and no one will be able to see you. So what we're first going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to this armor. We are completely invisible, however we are still able to barter and talk to people. Don't ask me why they're just talking to air, or at least from their perspective it would just be talking to air. But they are. But now that we are at 2,500 personality, we're going to go ahead and go to barter. And from here, we are just going to go ahead and select everything in his stock. Actually, I was wrong. We're actually going to deselect a few of these things because I completely forgot about our carry weight, and we do not want to affect our carry weight right now. So once you get enough to where you're not affecting your carry weight, it'll say right here, total cost 1,726 gold. That's a lot of gold. A lot of gold that we currently don't have. However, we do have 2,500 personality. So we are a very convincing guy. So all we're going to do is we're going to go to this little minus bar right here. We're just going to bring that total cost as low as we can possibly make it. Now there's no way he would allow us to buy all this armor for 0 gold. Surely not. But you see, we're a very convincing guy. Like, we're a complete pacifist. We're just a pacifist Argonian just trying to convince you to just lend me some armor. You know what I mean? So we'll go ahead and offer it. Thank you, please come again. This completely breaks Morrowind. So now what we can do is we can go back to barter, and we can just give him one of these items back. Hit OK. Now, the total sold will be 201 gold. That's quite a bit of gold. However, he currently has 1,500 gold on him. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bring that number all the way up to 1,500. Now surely he won't take one of his own armor pieces that he just gave to me for free for 1,500 gold. Surely not. But if we hit offer, he does indeed just give it to us. So if we hit goodbye, we now have 1,530 gold. We never have to worry about gold ever again. However, we do still have the issue of our carry weight. Now we do want to go ahead and make sure that as a pacifist Argonian, who is just a very convincing guy, we want to be able to carry as much as humanly possible. So we're actually going to make our way back down to the Mages Guild, and we're going to talk to this lovely lady right here, and go to spells, or spell making. Oh. It would appear that I actually screwed up. So I am actually very glad that I made that save, because we are currently invisible. So she actually does not know who she's talking to, therefore will not allow us to actually make any spells. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and load our previous save from before we were invisible. And we're going to go ahead and grab the gold from the trader. We're just going to go ahead and buy one of these for a total of 0 gold. Barter. Give it back to him for a total of 1,500. And boom, now we have the gold. So just remember to make this final spell before you go invisible. That is my mistake. I apologize. We're going to come to this lovely lady right here. Go to spell making. We're going to go to fortify attribute. However, we need a specific attribute. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and cancel. And the easiest way of finding out what your attributes do is by just hovering over them. Strength affects your starting health, how much you can carry, your maximum fatigue, and how much damage you do in melee. Willpower does your ability to resist magic and your maximum fatigue, etc., etc. However, all we want is carry weight, so what we'll need is our strength.
How delightful.
So we're going to go back to spellmaking, go to fortify attribute, click on strength for self at 100 for 1 second, go to soul trap, and then go ahead and hit target, okay, and then we're just going to name it Strong Boy, and then we'll go ahead and buy that spell. Now that we have this spell, we'll go ahead and select it, and then we'll just go ahead and cast this spell quite a few times. And boom, just like that, we are now at 3,000 strength, and we are sitting at 15,200 carry weight. That's a lot of carry weight. So now what we can do is from here on out, we can finally go to our perma invisibility and go ahead and activate it. And then go to our speed spell, and then go ahead and activate it twice. And now we're back. Now once you have all of this done, go ahead and put a new save down. We'll just title it Stitch 2. Once you have this down, you are now the most convincing pacifist Argonian in all of Morrowind. You are 100% invisible for the entire playthrough. No one will be able to bother you. Enemies won't attack you. You will be free to go through any dungeon that you want. And any shop that you go to or talk to, you can go ahead and barter anything for any price that you want because you are a very, very convincing person. And from here on out, you can just enjoy your entire Morrowind playthrough. I have already gone ahead and taken all your gold, so we'll go ahead and go to a random shop here. And we'll just go ahead and take your entire stock. Now once we have done so, he will want 13,000 gold from us. Well, we don't have 13,000 gold, nor do we want to give him 13,000 gold. So we'll go ahead and just hold this minus bar until we can get it to as low as we can go. So now we are going to offer him 0 gold coins for his entire inventory of his shop. Go ahead and hit offer. Thank you, please come again. Now we're going to go back to barter, and we're just going to give him just, I guess, a random piece of this armor. And we're just going to take the rest of the gold that he has on him. Because we're a very convincing guy, you know. And boom, just like that. So now we can go ahead and hit goodbye. And boom. You can now do anything you want in Morrowind with almost little to no consequences whatsoever. As you can see here, we are completely invisible. Even he doesn't realize we're here. And we can do whatever we wish. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a very fun video to make. I very much enjoy Morrowind and making any content on it. However, it's a very old game and there's a lot of videos out on how to break your character. So I know this probably isn't any new information to any of you long-term players out there. But if this helped anyone, I'm glad. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next one.